Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. Today I've got a game that I have been waiting quite some time for called Stars of Akarios. This was a game on Kickstarter that funded back in 2020, April or March. And so it's been a couple years, but really excited to get this. This is a narrative science fiction space exploration game with some really cool ship miniatures that you use for combat and some broader space exploration and then some on-planet exploration as well. So yeah, we're gonna get into it and see what we have. I just move this out of the way. So first things we got, I have a neoprene playmat. This is for the space battles that take place. It's got double-sided, so this side we've got some planets in the background, and the other side is just straight space. A little bit of a crease. It was put in the box in a really weird way, but I think that'll flatten out in time. I got a journal. For some other campaign games, I've started to write journal entries for the characters. It helps me with immersion and overall enjoyment of the game. It helps me to try and get in the shoes of the person that I'm playing as. So it's nice. It's just a blank cover. And then, if I could find the same size, I could replace the inside and have multiples. But there's that. Then I got the art book. I can't remember if this was part of the pledge that I went for, or if I added it in the pledge manager later. I don't always get art books, but in this case, there's models. I'm going to paint them. So a lot of times the art is helpful for inspiration in the color schemes I want to do. And the art is it's really good. There's a letter from the designer, Brendan McCaskill. He's Canadian like I am. Games, OOMM. I think it stands for Out of My Mind. This is their first Kickstarter. Their follow-up project, Mythwind, I also have backed. And that one I'm very excited about. Some great ships. Some of the ships are a little odd, but some of them are really, like this ship I really like, and that ship I really like. I don't know, it's a little odd, although it does make me think of, I don't know, that one guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the weird guy, or like a squid. So I think it would grow on me. So these are some of the ships that you'll pilot. This is the Sparrow. This is the main ship that you are exploring this galaxy in. And you'll launch in your fighters from this ship into space when you have to do space battles. There are a bunch of different characters. Just going to flip through this quickly. It's the same from the cover. Here's some of the art that they would have... They'll chop this into tiles for when you explore the surface of a planet. So, yeah, some of the art like this was redone into this. It was better what it was before. Yeah, this will definitely help me with painting. And it's good to get like the overall look of a world without it being divided up into cards. So actually it looks like a really nice art book. All right, but what we're really here for, oh my goodness, is this huge box that doesn't fit all in the camera. Okay. Everyone loves watching people take shrink wrap off boxes. What could be more fun than that? There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So big box. Not sure if I'll be able to get everything in the frame, but let's open it up. here. All right, so first we have a poster showing the galaxy that we're exploring. That is nice. We've got punch boards. This will have standees, so if you didn't have the art book and you were thinking you wanted to paint the ships, you still have a way to reference what the color schemes you might want to do are. Not that you have to follow them, but I usually do. Different tiles for when you do this, you know, you want to populate your map with points of interest, and it looks like some wormholes, asteroids, nebulas, different planets. You know, I'm going to open this. I never know how in depth to go with these. I try to go on like how I watch videos, what I want to see. People want to talk about sometimes the, you know, what's the cardboard quality of the tokens and things, and I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to me. But, you know, in case you care, it pops out and it's nice. I don't know. Doesn't feel too thin, not real thick either, but so we've got some shipboards. So these are different ships that you'll pilot, and they slot into the player boards that were designed so that you have easy access to all your information. It's actually a really good system. Different standees. These will be like, you know, a scenario where you have to defend something or find something or whatever. And then just more of those. So hoping that this all packs away nicely. Yeah, so here are those player boards I was mentioning. So let me just awkwardly open up there. Right, so yeah, you have your player boards here, and you would take like your ship and you're going to put it there. That tells you your starting values. So this is like shields here and hull points, I think, and different types, which matters depending on like the weapons you have and different abilities you get. And then once you're in the game, you just put like this, and you can like have your ship mini here, and then there's a pilot card, and your pilot mini can go here till you need it. So like everything is contained pretty much on this board. These values go up and down. You have cubes to track that, cubes for different status effects. These are the basic things you can do, and then you'll have some different weapons, engines, and things. And so I like that this keeps, you know, each person's play area nice and contained. And you get 4 of those, and they're all the same. They just have this on the back, which is an A. That's not, that was upside down. All right, so next we have got this tray, which I like it. I've seen another unboxing and I've seen some pictures before. So if like you sleeve your cards, this is gonna be, it's gonna be a struggle, right? Because these are all the way to the top. Most of these, you have a little bit of space there, and that's about it. So you wouldn't be able to keep this tray. But if you don't sleeve, then you know this is perfect to keep everything organized. So here you have things like your planet exploration cards. If you've ever seen or played a game called the Seventh Citadel, you would be familiar with this kind of thing. You'll have these cards laid out, and then there'll be points of interest that you can interact with, and then you'll be able to explore in a direction. And as you add more cards, you get the whole picture of where you're exploring. So that's those, and looks like there's several planets to explore. I'm not sure about the length of this campaign, something like 30 or 40 hours, which, you know, doesn't sound too bad, except for depending on your group, you know, how long you can play. I'm probably going to play this by myself, or possibly with my wife, and then see how I feel about it, if I want to play with my friends or anything else. But yeah, so we just have a bunch of other cards. The art on them is really like minimalist, which I like. This would be like different weapons, different enemies. Oh, this is, yeah, like their behavior. These are modifier cards, so you'll do different attacks with your weapons, and then you'll also draw a modifier card, which can sometimes, like this one will double the damage you do, or it could add a few or take away a few, or some other things can happen. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of cards. I'll open one so we can see a few. Yeah, let's see like the kind of weapons you have. I'm not going to go through all of these. But so here, for example, we have a proton blast. And so this will say like, this is the facing of your ship. It can target any enemy in any of these hexes. It wouldn't hit all of them necessarily. It can hit like 2, I think, is what, no, this means the damage. This might mean how many it can hit. And so you would choose 2 ships within this range, and that would do 2 damage to them all. And then these are dice, so you'll roll dice every time your turn comes up. And so to activate this proton blast, you have to put an attack die, and then this is a wild that you would put there, and then it does different effects. So there's I think a couple of each, and they're just they're just all like this, very simple art, easy to read. They do different things, so yeah, I'm pretty interested to see like how varied you can make your ships depending on the upgrades you choose. There's tech upgrades, the different weapons. Probably, I think the pilots get different skills as they level up. And speaking of those, you have these sheets for each pilot. So that's Enver, Dusty, K2. Isn't that a mountain? Garden. Oh boy. Anyway, so like as you level them up, you'll level up the ship. You'll choose different upgrade paths as you go. And you'll also get different pilot abilities. I don't really know what all these icons mean yet. I haven't read the rules too much, but I did watch a good how to play that Brendan did to get through the game. So I think, it shouldn't be too hard to get into this, but you can see like you'll start here at the bottom with this ability, and then you'll choose, and you'll go here and you'll choose. And so you can specialize your pilots in certain ways, which is fun. And there's just 4 here, but there are, I think, more somewhere in the box. Then there's some great things I like. Like this is, right, you have a tray that's just set up for your pilot that you can just pop it out. It also helps you save your game. Let's see. This is our first miniature we're looking at. Just this very tall, slender alien with a cool gun and a tail. And then we have a ship. And I think, yeah, these are like PVC. They're nice. Once you get these painted, they'll look really cool. And I like this design quite a lot. I love this, like, I don't know. It's like very aerodynamic, even though that is not important in space. But if they go on planets, it's important. And I'm not sure about the scale, like how big is this supposed to be, but it just has to look good on the board. And they come with these stems. There's just a hole that they go in. It's very snug. And then there's a slot here for status indicator, which is great because sometimes you forget about that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then There's different cards that are so that each pilot gets their own modifier deck, and you can like store dice in here. So it's pretty cool. I always like things like this that help you with setup, where you just like you don't have to take everything out. But there's another ship. This is a ship that I saw Squidmar, I think, paint for the Kickstarter page, the campaign. A little more aggressive looking than the last one. Oh, that is a fun mold line that I'll have to remove. But I like the model. Not sure what the color scheme is yet, but check these out. Well, we've got cubes. Those are for all your things you indicate: stress, energy, shields. Cool. That's nice. That and this face. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Yeah. There is detail on the face. I can see the pupils, so that's good. The shininess of the plastic makes it a little bit tricky, and the details are a little soft, but it'll get the job done. Incredibly good quality miniatures weren't really the hallmark of this. I think if you wanted minis like that, you'd do an ISS Vanguard, but what this is offering is just a lot of different gameplay mechanics going on, like different kinds of exploration, and the combat looks really fun. And the whole game just to me seemed like just a good time, right? Not taking itself too seriously, just a fun game. Put some ships down, blast some aliens, explore. I have no idea if the writing will be good. That's really the biggest unknown for me is, what's the story like? Is it just a Saturday morning cartoon? If so, like, that's fine. That is, a cartoon kind of thing where it's just like good guys versus bad guys. If something is fine, I don't need like to challenge myself with moral quandaries or anything like that. But I'm interested in something a little bit deeper. This is the sparrow board that you'll use to track the sparrow's progress, and it also acts like a save thing. So you have these wells. I don't know. I think that's where cubes go, and then you put this here. And then if you're careful and you lift this up, right, the cubes should stay where they go for when you need to get a new one and then go back in. Not sure how that's going to work, but hopefully it works well. And then when you see here, there's this well here. So you would just put this lid on, and that should keep these cubes in place. And I'm not sure if these will stay, but should just like be able to close that up, keep everything going till next time and keep it from changing. Here's the board. Not going to open it, but there is a rule book. I lost my knife, so maybe, yeah, it's under the table. So I will not check out the rule book. They have PDFs online of that. It's a pretty good rule book. Well, you know what? I'm just going to try and open it. I did not ever say that this unboxing would be all that interesting or well produced. But I did open it, and we do have the rules. Component list, very important. You can see lots of illustrations. Layout seems nice. Paper's nice. Question will be, how easy is it to find the topics that you're looking for? And that's good. There's an index, so that is what I was looking for, hoping for. A certain YouTuber always looks for that, and for good reason. If you don't have an index, it can get very frustrating to try and find the rule you're looking up. Alright, so here we've got a couple more, 4 more pilots. Starla, Yolindo, Groud, and Violet Ray. So 8 pilots to choose from. Hopefully they're pretty different. These are just shipboards, so you'll have cards that go in here. You can track their stats, their status effects. 8 of those, so I guess you could at some point have 8 enemies on the board at the same time, which is pretty good. Yeah, those are going to work really well, help you keep things sorted. 8 ships, I imagine, could get very confusing. So here we've got like the space exploration, so it's very similar to the planetary, except it's this size. So you'll see like this is to that card, different things you can do. This is like there's an event, I think. Something happens if you reveal this card, maybe. There's some quick reference in there, but yeah. Some foam. Yes, okay. Yeah, here we've got the campaign book. It's good thickness. I am going to open it and then spoil everything for you, or not. There's another YouTuber. I can't remember the name of it right now. He did an unboxing, and then he's done some gameplays, which I haven't watched. Not because I don't like his channel, but because I didn't want to spoil the story for myself. So little time. I'm going to put a link to it in the description now that I've mentioned him, because he deserves a shout out. He was one of the first to get the game and immediately was doing content, which I appreciated while I was waiting for my copy to show up. So if you've seen narrative games before, this will not be that big of a surprise. You'll have some story that you're going to read, a setup, what happens if you win, if you lose, maybe some choices you'll go through. There's like, things to look up and lots of good stuff. So this is what I'm mostly interested in knowing, is how does this story unfold, and will it hold my attention? And other than that, like everything else, I'm quite excited about. Here we've got the other pilots and their ships. That is this is what I mean about like some of them being a little odd. Like this looks like like a bio ship, a living ship. This is, I don't know. Like from certain angles, it just, I just don't know. But maybe if you paint it a certain way, like it looks better, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that one. I do like stuff like this, like how they have these like things that come out, like the propulsion, I guess is what it would be. It's like they're always like things to appreciate on a model. And this is I can't pronounce it, Charis ship, which I think was an early bird or a stretch goal. I like that one a lot. This, which ways forward? This is it. It's like a rock ship, which is just fine. So it probably goes with this guy, who is huge and awesome. And then there's this little guy we saw the art from in the art book. Another one. Looks like an old lady. I always appreciate when the heroes of a story don't have to be like angsty teens trying to learn life lessons along the way. I'm not an angsty teen, and I don't want to play as one often. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but that can't be all there is. Oh. So that's this way. I like ships with more vertical design like this. This looks a bit like a tire. I'll have to paint it so that it is black and rubbery or not. That's very interesting. And then this is the Sparrow. This is the home ship. And I like this design quite a bit. You can see like just the plastic's very shiny. It's because it's a little soft, and that's all right. I'll have to wash all these, get the mold lines off, prime them. Hopefully I can get all this painted soon, because I want to play this, but I don't want to play it if it's not painted. So then we got these dice. There was a little bit of a hiccup with these at the factory, and they weren't produced properly, and it caused a bit of a delay. But I always like having custom dice. I have plenty of my own regular 6-sided dice, so something like this is really nice. Nice dice. That's what I said. Alright, so let's try and put all this back the way it came. That will be... maybe we won't do that. Maybe we just won't. Let's move on to something more interesting. How many people are cringing right now because of that sound? I threw a pack of cards. Everything is fun. This is not like the Dice Tower used to dump everything out onto the table in their unboxings or reviews. Ugh, that made me sad. So here we have Ships of Akarios. This was an add-on you could get just to add more miniatures instead of standees. And if you know anything about me, you will know that I love miniatures. I have very little self-control, or used to. That's what I'll say. And that if I can get minis, I will. And I dream of painting all of them, even though they keep piling up. So more of these, like, oh, we're going to go this way. Yeah, these are cool. They have like an energy shield on the front. Actually, this is one of my favorite ship designs, is this. Whatever race this is, good on them and good on the artist for designing something really cool. Something like this. This reminds me a little bit of the gunships from Supreme Commander 2, even though these would have to be here, but just a more blocky design. I actually really like those two. And these are neat. You just gotta, tentacles in the back. This makes me think of, a lot of these ships, make me think of sea life in some ways. Those, and you can just see there's like multiples of each. Oh, yeah, these are neat. Like, I love these rings. I don't know what point they are, but they look nice. So this is more of a organic looking ship, but maybe not so, like, not a living ship, but just a more sleek. And we got, these are going this way. Do a lot of this, like, right, this kind of large frontal part with stuff in the back. Looks like I have to do a little fix on that. It's all right. And then, we got like a big cruiser that makes me think of a humpback whale. Right? That's totally a humpback whale. And it would, might make sense that you would see a lot of ocean life because the Brendan and his company are in Western Canada and British Columbia near the coast, so it doesn't surprise me that they would use marine life as an inspiration. Not sure if they did. That's just what I'm sensing from the designs. Here are the bigger ones. And so we have like a bigger version of that shield ship. Yeah. So obviously the frontal attack, not the way to go. You have to try and get around behind that to do much damage. Then we have maybe the big sister of those ones I thought were like the gunship. Because ships are female, right? That's what we say. And this. Oh, that's upside down. Okay. You'd think it would go this way. But that is good too. Like it. Some more of these, more sleek ships. This one to me looks more living. And so some of that reminds me a bit of, like that whale one also reminds me of Farscape, that sci-fi show. I love that one. This, yeah, you could see like the face with the open mouth. Like this would just be the head of a bigger model. So I don't know how I feel about this one. Once it's painted, it'll look better. But you can't always love everything. That's fine. I bet there are people out there who are like, are you crazy? That's the coolest ship ever in the box. Yeah, this looks like a submarine with like a torpedo. It's awesome. Some of these, I just really like them. That goes in. Now we've got this. Ooh. I mean, what did I just see? Some game where like this face, right? You imagine this face like coming out of the deep ocean or out of space, and it just like all of a sudden, like scary. But that's the point. What is that? Yeah, we've got maybe the Umbrella Corporation made this one. That's going to be fun to paint. Make this as like imposing as possible. And last but not least, we have this big ship, which would be this one here, I believe, which is like destroying a city. So this is the one that you don't want coming to ruin your day. Nice big flying fortress station looking thing. This is not awesome. Too flat. It's needed something in it so that to break this up. It's like if you're using like some people are painting these with speed paints, and like this is just awful for that kind of painting. If you were really good at painting, you maybe could paint this like it was a habitat somehow, like a dome, and there were like stuff under it. I don't know how you would achieve that. Or try and make it just really glowing like it is on the art. It's like, that's, you know, some of the downsides. Like when you see these minis, like they're good and I like them and I'm going to paint them and they're going to look cool. And when I'm playing them with them on the board, like people go, oh, that looks awesome. Right? But if you pick them up and you look at them like really closely, you might go like there should be some like designs etched into here. Like this is just flat and there's not a lot going on. You know, like you have stuff here and you have stuff here, And here, like, you have little things there and there. Why not here? Or is this supposed to be like crystal? Like, I don't know. We'll find out. But the design is cool. Like the art behind it is good. Just the minis, you know. But like, it's gonna be fine. How does that go back in? I have no idea. Oh, like that. So anyway, you know, first impressions of having the models in my hands, which of course is different than when you're just seeing it on a screen, is that I like them. There's a lot of really cool designs in here, a lot of really cool gameplay ideas. I like the combination of a ship-to-ship combat. So like you'll have these ships. Let me just put this in if I can. Yeah, so like you'll have a ship out here, right, and then you'll have your little fighters going up. And I don't know if you've ever played or seen the X-Wing game. That's what this made me think of. And I didn't have a game really with this because I don't play X-Wing, but you know, you can just imagine that this, you know, populated and you're moving around and you're doing different things and using your different weapons and abilities. And that could be just a lot of fun. And that's important because, you know, every time a combat comes up, you want the system to be fun and engaging and exciting for those who are backing or for who are playing. Backing, I don't know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. You know, it sucks to sometimes compare this to a game like ISS Vanguard because, you know, that had such a huge production value. And that, you know, that launched long after this did. And, you know, I wasn't able to back that. I don't back a lot of things anymore. So, like, I was just really, I would look at this campaign a lot, you know, when I was trying to decide, like, do I spend the money on this other space game or do I just, you know, stick with this one? And ultimately, I decided to stick with this one and not strain myself to get both because, like, this just has a lot of charm and fun to me. And it's a Canadian developer. I wanted to support him. It was a, you know, new creator. Very well polished looking design and game, but you know, these are coming out from indie people, and I like to support that kind of project on Kickstarter. So what I think I'm going to do is paint some of these up, play a few games, and then make another video about how I feel about the game. I don't know if it's coming to retail or not. I think so, or at least it, you know, he'll sell it. They'll sell it on their website. But you know, there's some cool things coming out. Oh, there's also an app which I forgot to talk about, where you're going to be able to create custom scenarios. I'll just give you something fun to look at while I ramble. You create custom scenarios that you can play, and so there's a lot of replay value there. You can create your own stories here. The app also has like audio narration and things like that. So that's really cool. There's also, once you're done the story, there are these end game raids that they call them, and you know, to give yourself more challenge. And so I think they've really packed a lot of game in this box, and it's, you know, it's one box plus these minis for the most part. So it won't take up a ton of room, but it's offering a ton of gameplay. And that, you know, that all sounded really good. So I'm really happy to see this is here, happy to see it delivered. COVID has really made shipping and logistics a nightmare for Kickstarter creators since most things are made in China. It can be very difficult these days to get things to people, especially with shipping costs being incredibly expensive, like 5 to 10 times what people were paying just a few years ago. And so right now, Brendan and his team, they're working on Mythwind, which is a totally different theme to this. It's a pastoral, build up a town, play as a farmer, as a hunter, as an innkeeper, and help, build up this charming place, filled with nature and wonder and things to explore. And so I like to see that they're, branching out into different themes and styles. But yeah, so this was Stars of Akarios. I am looking forward to playing it. It's a cool looking product, and hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing and my nonsense rambling for the past little while. I'll put some links in the description for that unboxing that I mentioned, and I'll try and find the website for this so you can check it out. And if you're thinking about hopefully picking this up, then you might be able to find a way there. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Bye.